So the LA Fire Department pushing back on Mayor Karen Bass as she blames everyone but herself for a trip to Africa while her city burned to the ground. Chanley Painter joins us with more. Good morning, Chanley.
Hey, good morning, Lawrence. So Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass still trying to mitigate the fallout of her much criticized handling of the historic wildfires in LA. Well, she has now apparently started an investigation into why she claims no one told her not to go on that now infamous trip to Ghana ahead of the deadly fires. Watch.
It was going to be a very, very short trip, over a weekend and 2 business days. Although there were warnings that I frankly wasn't aware of, I think our preparation wasn't what it typically is.
What do you mean there were warnings you weren't aware of? Because I know we were talking about it on the news.
It didn't reach that level to me to say something terrible could happen and maybe you shouldn't have gone on a trip.
Why didn't it happen?
To me, I don't know. I mean, I think that that's one of the things we need to look at.
Well, now the Los Angeles Fire Department is responding sternly to the mayor's claims she was not warned, saying the department followed all standard preparation procedures. Quote, prior to the Palisades fire, the LAFD emailed 2 separate media advisories, conducted multiple live and recorded media interviews about the predicted extreme fire weather, and notified city officials about the upcoming weather event. The historic fires burned down entire neighborhoods for days, becoming the 9th deadliest and 3rd most destructive wildfire on record in California. Yet despite this blame game, the mayor, who was in Ghana as part of the Biden administration delegation, she says, ultimately admitted taking the trip was a mistake and says she's trying to work to regain the confidence of her constituents. Well, Lawrence?
It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. Thanks, Chanley. Let's bring in the 5 co-hosts, Judge Jeanine, Pirro. I mean, it was on the news. So I think from her statement alone, that's reason to resign, right?
Yeah, I would think so. It's reason for the people of Los Angeles to demand she resign. Look, it's her job to know. Right. A mayor is not a figurehead. A mayor is the CEO of a city. And in a city where these fires are an annual event, it is her job to be aware of it. And if she says the information didn't reach her, then she is responsible for a failure in the chain of command.
Yeah, but she blames Joe Biden. That's why she was on the trip to Africa because the president wanted her to go
What she did was she prioritized her political interests in going to Ghana over her responsibility to the people of Los Angeles. And, you know, this is just a typical Democrat response. You cut the budget, you ignore warnings, and then you say, you know what, let's do a study on this. But in the end, what you have here is a woman who, I looked at her history, she has done nothing proactively to prevent any of these problems. And she was warned in December by the fire chief who said, look, you cannot do these budget cuts. This is something that is going to happen. And she says, you know, she says, I'll pass the buck. And she felt comfortable enough to go to Ghana, and she thinks that she can get away with it.
Unacceptable. I don't think it's going to happen, though. In other news, Daniel Penny is going to be honored with an award from the Marine Corps League for action on on the New York subway service. It's going to be a service and sacrifice award.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, you know, Danny Penny did what most people wouldn't have the nerve to do. And he stood up, and when he was prosecuted, I think illegally, by a DA who was a political operative, and if Kathy Hochul's thinking of taking anyone out, it should be the DA.
Exactly.
But what he did was he not only saved the lives of people on that train, he stood up and was prosecuted for 2 years, and thank goodness. And by the way, his 2 attorneys, Penny and Razor, were honored as well at this event, or will be in Massachusetts. He changed the culture in this city. He not only changed the law in terms of people standing up and saying, we can defend each other. We can be good Samaritans. And, you know, I did something called Subway Justice, where I talked about Daniel Penny and what he did, and we compared it to Bernie Goetz years ago. Both of them tried in the same courthouse some 40 years later. But God bless Danny Penny for what he did. He should be a hero, and he's being recognized as such.
Well, if he was convicted by the jury, no one was going to step in ever again. No one's going to step in. No one's going to go down like that.
Yeah, and you know what? If we don't recognize that, like within a few days of the verdict, the woman was lit on fire.
Exactly.
Remember that?
For people to watch. Unbelievable. Thanks, Judge. So